So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
A very pleasant good day, curling fans, and welcome to the Swift Current Curling Club. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We had this matchup this morning between Kevin Cooey and Ryan Jacques in a battle of Alberta. Both teams coming in needing a win this morning. We'll see what happens after the rocks are thrown. Good day, I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Jason Chang. Connor Sims is on our production today. Jason, what do you know about these guys?
Well, bright and early this morning here in Swift Current, and good morning, everyone. Well, of course, Team Kevin Cooey, of course, needs no introduction. This team came off the Olympic trials recently. I think surprised a few people by playing as well as they did, considering the last couple seasons they had. Obviously, they didn't quite make it into the playoffs, but seemed to be playing very well. And Ryan Jacques, a young team, we've seen them on Curling Stadium broadcasts many times before, so I think it'd be an interesting matchup.
Absolutely, and full disclosure for any extra shots we take at Ryan Jacques, he's also a member of our production team.
That's right. He does a great job on and off the ice.
So, this could be payback for any time he's missed a commercial or missed a cut or something like that. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, good battle of Alberta here, and of course Kevin Cooey from maybe the older generation, but of course he's got a couple of young guys on his team, and Tyler Tardy, who's of course going to the Olympics with Team Jacobs as the alternate. Tarek Martin, Ernst Lasinski, he's been around the scene in Alberta for a long, long time before joining the Cooey team.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a couple of great additions to the team Kevin Cooey has. You see Ryan Jacques has the hammer, throwing the red stones here in the first end. His draw button was perfect. He pinned it. That's going to be important for that team because they're coming in 0-2, needing a win.
Yeah, Team Cooey 1-1. They're in that group with Bruce Mowat, I believe, right? And I think both of them have lost to Bruce already.
Yeah, so 2 wins, you're going to be in the playoff format for sure. That's the top 16 teams, so the winners of all the pools, all 6 pools, and then plus the others. Now, the top 2 will be in the top division, and then the bottom 8 will fight it. It's kind of like a page playoff in the playoffs. So you really would like to be 2-1 and be in that top 8, but you can still make it at 1-2, but your draws have to be really good.
So those ties will be broken down by your shootout scores or your draw shot scores. Is that correct?
That's correct. So there's going to be lots of teams that make it at 1-2, several for sure, but you want to have a good draw shot. Now, we don't have access to the totals here. We would provide it, and our colleague Sean is probably sitting having his morning coffee, crunching all those numbers right now.
Of course, we also have a women's event here too, right, Dave?
That's right. 24 teams in the women's event as well, and some of the best teams out there as well. So some of those draws are interspersed. Most draws have both genders playing at the same time. And we'll keep you up to date on the scores as things go on.
Well, it's pretty impressive that Swift Current can host so many great tournaments on the tour, but with 48 teams in total here, is that 24 and 24 on both sides?
24
right?
and 24. We started on Wednesday evening. There are 2 male games and 4 female games this morning. So we'll keep you up to date on that. So here for Team Jacques is Derek Boyer.
Yeah, second stone thrower here. There is a corner guard. That's a Cooey stone that got ticked over earlier. See if they can make use of it by rolling over.
That is what the champion skip is going to call for. You see the hoodies up. It has been very cold in the ice shed. Yesterday it was minus 27. I'll get a read on the weather right now. It's a little bit, yeah, it's still pretty cold, and still pretty cold outside. Minus 24 this morning.
I think it's a dry cold. Not too bad.
A dry cold, yes. It's well, in though that your finger could fall off, yes. It's minus 12 for those of you who use the Fahrenheit scale. But that's made the temperature in the ice shed a little bit colder. We've seen many of the skips wear not just their curling jacket, but their regular outdoor jacket as well.
Yeah, they got a nice roll there on that last stone. Team Cooey. Now Team Jake's looking to see how they're going to figure out the situation with last rock. They're probably now trying to negotiate if they can figure out a blank here.
Be a good way to get out of it if you can.
Yeah, originally motioning maybe running that corner guard in, but now deciding maybe they need to go on the offense instead.
Interesting here. You see Ryan's throwing third. I don't know if I'd seen that yet this season.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet this season, so maybe making a change, we'll see.
A lot of reasons why a team will do that. Sometimes somebody's a little bit better at the big, high, hard one, and that's usually you need it more at third. It's often the most common reason, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just never had the speed there.
I know I play with one group of individuals where I'll throw fourth, but brush.
Right, and I mean, you see that a lot with the European teams. I think they've more or less even pioneered it. I know the Furby 4 did that as well, but I think one of the advantages it affords, and we actually did this on my own team this year, is that it spreads out the responsibility a little bit more. When you're the last rocks thrower and have to deal with all the strategy and the thinking that comes with it, you know, sometimes if you can spread out some of that pressure and that responsibility, that could help the overall performance.
Yeah, in our case, it was because the person skipping the game was far more efficient at the 6 and 7 second peels than I am.
Yeah, another good reason for those top teams, they can also throw it pretty hard. I think you just get into a position where you become comfortable in, right? So that everything becomes second nature, and it feels easy. I think that's for the elite teams, that's what they're looking for, is find that right combination.
Right, because if you feel comfortable, that's one less thing you're worrying about, one smaller level of anxiety, and the more comfortable you are, generally the higher your performance is. I'd like to thank everybody who's joining us so early here on Curling Stadium in Swift Current. And the numbers are coming up as we speak.
Looking for a hit and roll here, now trying to carve it over. Won't quite get there. Stays right there.
Coming up on 4th rocks now. You think Cooey shifts gears to a hardcore steal?
Oh, I think so. I think the setup is pretty good for a steal now. The question is, what do you do here? Because if you want to be conservative, you're going to make a play on this red stone, but then you're less likely maybe to get a steal out of it. If you really wanted a steal, you can throw up a guard. There is some risk there if you throw up a guard.
Yeah, for those of you who were with us last night, we had a late night. Games went to an extra end. Always exciting. That was the game between Carruthers and McEwen. See, they're even in the lounge putting the scarf on. Well, downstairs is always a little bit colder than upstairs.
Yeah, ice level. They are playing the 10 roll here.
They're going to get the hit, clip their own open along the way. Line 3.
Yeah, they don't mind flipping that back one. I think what they were a little bit concerned about is if they just made the hit and rolled in front of their own stone, then you can make a double and roll behind the corner. So in this situation, Team Jakes, they can hit the back one and roll behind cover, but then you can either draw and freeze on top of it or make a short run with the yellow stone you just threw.
So, I believe that's Cole Adams throwing 4th.
Yeah, I believe you're correct. Looking for that hit and roll on that back stone, the shot stone. Trying to hold the line here. Soft weight. It is moving.
They're going to lose it. It's a biter in the back. Doubtful whether Team Jakes is going to be able to make that work out, though.
Yeah, probably won't come into play. Assuming Team Cooey can throw another rock into the rings, which I assume they will do here. I'm thinking about this quite a bit here. I think they'll draw or just tap here.
Yeah, I think that, well, that's tap ice. Now, we're not seeing the extreme curl that we see at some events where it's 5.5 or 6 feet, but it's certainly sufficient. You can get underneath all the guards, because what we noticed and what Sean noticed yesterday was the late finish is still there. So it's tracking, but the finish is there.
Yeah, and we saw this end, some of the softer weight hits, they do move at the end as the weight's coming off of them.
Yeah, it's not the swinging as surface, but it's a surface that's rewarding good shots and punishing bad ones. So here's Cooey with his last of the first.
You're trying to raise the stone that's in the top of the 8, back onto the T line, and sit 3 here. Line looks pretty good. Nice wing taps it, maybe just a hair heavy, but they are sitting 3. I think this is going to force a pressure draw.
Yep, it's going to be a draw to just about the 4 foot, facing 3 in the first end.
They did win the hammer with the draw to the button, so look for them to be close here.
And not just to the button, on the pin.
And you can see where they're putting the broom down. So, Dave, as you said, not a crazy amount of curl, but enough to make the shots. About 3 feet is what they're aiming for here in terms of the amount of curl to the button.
So final stone of the first. Cole Adams. Just needs it to settle on in. And needs to find the breaks, but they'll find it just fine. They get their single point. Kiwi has a hammer in too when we come back to Swift Current after this on Curling Stadium.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's rock!
And welcome back to Swift Current. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here on Curling Stadium. It was a single point for Team Ryan Jacques in the first end. Kevin Cooey has the hammer here, throwing the Yellowstones in at number 2. Cooey had everything set up pretty well that last end for a steal and pressured Team Jacques and fourth rock thrower Cole Adams to draw the 4 foot in order to get their single. They lay the first one in, and the center guard is coming up, and we're underway. This is Tyson Toes. I'll go with Toes. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. That's about as nicely as he could put it down there. Directly in line. Hot and sunny in Mexico. Definitely jealous. Definitely jealous, Betty. Here's Carrick Martin. Gentleman who has absolutely no history in his curling family. None whatsoever.
Well, a Hall of Famer father, of course. So that's just a little something, not too much. I feel like Kevin's more famous for his Inside Curling podcast than anything now.
Yeah, he is one of the good guys at curling, that's for darn sure.
He still does a lot of clinics as well.
Yep,
a lot in the U.S., in fact.
Absolutely, was just at the Brimstones Curling Club in Massachusetts about 2 weeks ago. I played against him at the Lucas Spiel in Minnesota.
Yes, I know he's a longtime supporter of that Lucas Spiel.
Actually, my celebrity skip was Eugene Ritzik.
Oh.
And we were in the semifinals against Kmart, and came down to Eugene had to make a double to send it to Skip Stones, and he did. And we go to Skip Rocks. Eugene got just a little piece of the button, and Kevin pinned it.
Classic Kevin Martin fashion.
I thought we were in pretty good shape, but you know that might happen. But the real kicker is that's the only event he actually plays in all year.
So he peaked for the right event. That's all I can explain it with.
Well, I just like to say, he was saving himself to defeat me. We'll go with that. It's a much better story, I'll tell you that.
A couple of nice freezes here in this end, and now Shoslinski looking to, I think, rearrange the rocks in the house just a little bit. Just tap the rocks back, try to get a better angle, because right now Ryan Jacques has a pretty good angle on that top red stone.
Broke him up a little bit. Now you see that double stagger.
And Jake's still sitting one, but the angle there is now, I think, much better for Team Cooey. You've unlocked that red stone, that third shot that's right now, and that can easily be removed with the yellow-red combination. The back red you can deal with a little bit later. No rush at the moment. Second stone still.
So on the way from Boyer. One's going to get past the guard, come right down in front of the Cooey stone.
Yeah, another nice freeze there. You're just looking across 6 sheets of action, 4 on the ladies' side, and some international content as well. Team Ueno from Karuizawa on the ice, as well as the Chinese team, skipped by Wang Hui. I mean, these events draw such a great international crowd now. They all come over to Canada to play on these great conditions, and of course, great hosts, including here at Swift Current for the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown.
So Aaron's second. And of course, accomplished player in his own right. What Cooey's done here, he's surrounded himself with players who have done quite well on their own.
Again, trying to unlock it. I'm not sure the angle is quite as good for them this time. I mean, if you throw a ton away, you can probably make a triple go on those yellow stones. that back yellow, or the top yellow, sorry, that's on the top of the buttons, excuse me, probably comes off of that red one on the side, but it'll probably go. Just throw a weight here.
Ryan's going to come on down and take a look at it. Ryan, a product of the U of A and their great curling program.
Yeah, as is so many of the young curlers from Alberta. Yeah, so they have decided on throwing some weight here. Try to make this triple. If you can make it successfully, you'll be sitting 3 or 4 here. Some of them buried behind that off-center guard, so you'll be in a pretty good spot to force Team Cooey. Picked it up right away, just got a little inside, I think. Still made contact with all 3 stones, but has left Team Cooey sitting shot in second after this. Just crossed it a bit too much, and therefore the angle wasn't quite right to make the triple.
So you see, it's the 2 stones for Cooey. Now, as we say that, Ryan is from the U of A as they discuss this. All 3 members of his team are from Calgary. So, cross Alberta team.
Yeah, it's nice of those 3 Calgarians to let an Edmonton guy onto the team. Very generous of them.
Yeah, I know that there is a bit of a rivalry at times, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely on most things, in fact. Of course, hockey, the Battle of Alberta. That's the one that probably gets cited the most, but pretty much in all aspects. Well, I grew up in Calgary, Dave, so you'll know my bias as well.
Mm-hmm. I have a Calgary Flames hat. So, I got that going.
You got that going. Well, when Edmonton was making their cup run, I think most of the Calgarians were also cheering, so... We want to see the cup back in Canada at some point, Dave. You've had it for too long out down south.
Yeah, it's been down south. It hasn't been in Philadelphia, that's for sure. The Flyers are only slightly less anemic than the Leafs. That's tough to do.
They've looked this over for a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what they've ended up deciding to do here.
It was certainly a deliberation, and they're going to run this back.
You can still leave the guard in front of their 2 yellows if you hit this right. You need to be accurate if they're running it back. Or are they just making getting rid of the guard and just rolling over as another guard? Just trying to open up the backstones?
Here it comes from Tardy. Going to make contact with 1, 2, all 3. They don't really roll the guard over, Jason.
No, I think that would have been ideal if they could roll it, I guess, to the right from the thrower's perspective, to the left if you're looking at the overhead. Now they've left this double here. Still 2 red stones in the house, so this will be 1, 2, 3 for Team Jacques if they can make this double.
Opportunity for Ryan to switch the momentum. See all our regular fans checking in on the chat. Thank you so much for watching. We got action for you all day here on Curling Stadium. Get your beverages cold or hot, your snacks ready, your popcorn, cheese and crackers. Got to make this over the top. It's got to go. We'll go out the side. No. Missed opportunity there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it pushes that yellow stone behind cover.
Yeah, but it's directly behind a Team Jake stone.
Yeah,
So
that's what Cooey is contemplating what to do with this situation now. Because as you said, you can run that red stone straight back and sit on the T line with your Team Jake. So remember, Team Cooey, you do have last stone advantage here, so you don't necessarily need to think about scoring that yellow stone that's back there right now. You can just score your 2 using your skip stones, or
he wants to score them all, Jason.
don't we all?
Have you ever early on in an end, I know I have, seen a stone trickle and hang on as a biter and say, it's my mission to make you score?
All right, gonna slash this corner guard in. Get rid of that red stone, and then try to keep the runner here. Try to sit 2 that way. Probably should sit running 3 if they make this. There's the slash. Makes the 2. Nice shot. Very good.
That is a great result. Connor, let's take one more look at that. So take us through that, Jason.
Well, Tyler Tardy here. Again, Team Cooey worried about that red stone being able to straight promote it back onto the yellow and sit on the 4-foot right on the T line. So to prevent that, nice soft weight hit, makes the slash, makes both reds move, and look, they've got the yellow covered.
Now, do you ever come around the outside and slash your own in there and get rid of that one in the back 4? I think so.
Yeah, just going wide, you could do that as well. I think they see double here. A little bit awkward of an angle. It needs to be very precise. Obviously can't over curl and jam it on the red. That would be disaster, but
yeah, this, like you said, has to be precise because their rock is in the way. And
yeah, and right now I don't think they can play a draw because if they could have corner frozen it onto that yellow stone on the back, they might throw the draw, but there's not enough finish to freeze, I think, onto that yellow, and so you just be kind of in the top of the 4, top of the button, and that yellow stone that's in the 8-foot could be slashed in. So that's why they're electing to make a play over here.
Cole Adams with the first of 2 here in the second. Then get it, slide it right on by.
It wasn't too far off, but again, they were trying to have to protect against jamming it onto the reds, so probably took a little bit more ice than maybe they needed just to be safe. Still, though, Team Cooey has to be pretty precise here to get their 2 points. That yellow stone now, that is shot stone, is open.
So thinking about coming top button here.
Yeah, if you go top button, a pretty good spot. You'll leave the in-off double or that coming off the red, but then it should be open for you to hit for the 2. And they want it to sit on the top of the button because if they're just top 8, Team Jakes, they could hit the yellow stone, roll towards the center, and be behind the center guard and your top 8 rock. So they want this to get to the top of the button so that if Team Jakes makes the hit on the open one, it's hard for them to be shot stone.
Carrick is on this one hard. Trying to get it to go. And it will not get there. Cooey comes up light.
Yeah, I think they knew they never had the speed. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity.
And now an opportunity to pick that out for Cole Adams and get them out of dodge. You want to get a little bit of roll and separation and try to avoid the double.
Yeah, if they stick right there, I think the high side double and blank is on, and that's probably what Kevin would play. So they want to roll, I think, to the towards the center line.
Off and on, got to be pretty close. They're past it, they get the hit, not too much of a roll, so there is a blank available should Cooey want to try to execute it.
Yeah, they did get a little roll to the center, so the high side double and rollout is not on. This double is a little bit more difficult. You got to get the shooter spinning sideways to get the blank.
And it's going to spin a long way.
Yeah, you got to get it 7 or 8 feet out, so big weight for sure.
Yep.
And it helps with this type of shot to throw it with a lot of rotation. That extra rotation will help it spin out. So for you young curlers who want to make these shots in your curling games, throw it accurate, throw it hard, and throw it with some nice rotation.
So final stone of the second end. Kevin Cooey looking for the blank. Martin with it. Gonna get the 1.
There it is.
2, and out the side door it goes. Wipe it clean with a squeegee. It's a blank end, and we'll be back from Swift Current after this.
Welcome to therockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, The Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Well, that was really good. That's welcome back to Swift Current. Blank end in 2. Cooey wiped the slate clean to preserve the hammer. Let's take one more look at the shot to blank the end.
Well, this was classic Kevin Cooey. I mean, we see him make these shots so many times in his career.
Just saying, that's not easy.
Well, that's a very hard shot.
And he made it look easy, and that's why he still has the hammer. Probably why he's won some hardware along the way, too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, back in the day, before, the wild card entries into the Brier came into effect, and you had Cooey and Martin and some of these other great teams in the Alberta Provincials. The Alberta Provincials Boston Pizza Cup was just wild in terms of the types of shot making you saw. Those games between Martin and Furby and Cooey and Martin, and some of these other teams as well who never broke out because they were stuck behind those three. Those games were awesome to watch.
So Carrick Martin looking to come underneath his own guard here. Nicely managed.
And we saw Kevin get in there and get a couple strokes in just to say, hey, I helped out too.
It's shake and bake, and I helped. First you shake it, then you bake it.
Yeah, trying to play the chase here. And Ryan said if you happen to just clip the guard and roll towards the center as another guard, that's not terrible. Of course, you can't remove the guard if you do touch it. It's the free guard zone still.
On this one hard. Can they hold the line? Doink. And it's going to stay in. So the tick shot, well executed.
Got double center guards, but I'm not sure Kevin's going to want to leave those center guards there.
See, I don't know if there's enough finish to get there. We shall see.
Yeah, they could have played the other turn as well, but maybe Kevin thinks it's easier to get there from this side.
So coming on down. And it is not going to get there.
Yeah, that just acts as another guard for Team Jake's. Not really usable as well with how much it actually got buried. Can't really raise that in, or can't raise it in onto the redstone for sure.
So now we're just going to pop and flop in. It's to curl just a little bit more. There it goes. Good. The pop and the flop right down in front of theirs. Nice outcome there.
Yeah, now you see these guards. They're going to fly away. I was wondering whether he was going to do this on the previous shot when they drew instead. If they made the double slightly on the high side, they could have rolled for a second corner guard.
And away they go.
Yeah. Good shot there.
Just going to put it back.
Having a look at the other sheet here on the men's side, Dustin Kaltoff got 2 in the second end to lead 2-0 over Matt Blanford.
Two teams we see a decent amount of here in Curling Stadium.
Yeah, they're playing out of Pool F, and Dustin Kaltoff's 2-0 in their group so far, so now leading this game, so a chance to go 3-0. Matt Blanford's 1-1, so he's looking for a victory, and they've got a couple of European teams in their group, Marco Husley and Magnus Rumsfeld, who are both 1-2 out of that group F. And as you said, the 1-2 teams are not out of the playoff picture yet. Depending on some draw shots, probably.
They might have just gotten that stone for Ryan to finish just enough.
Yeah, if the ice curled a bit more, that port is, pretty open, but being a little bit straighter on this ice this week. That port is maybe not quite as big as it normally would be on curlier ice or on slam ice.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ryan came up a little short there. Joey thinks they can get through. Stone on the way from Tardy. Just past the guard. They come into contact, release it, spill the Jake Stone out into the open, and sit second under cover.
Yeah, really good shot. Almost as good as they could have done. They couldn't have thrown that much harder because, again, with that port there, they did need a little bit of curl to make it by the two guards, and so couldn't throw it too hard. So the good news for Team Jakes is they still have a stone in the rings. That's shot Stone, and they can you can see if they can still generate a force out of this situation. Soft weight around this high guard. Now try to carve it over, make contact with shot Stone, see if they can hold the shooter. I think they will.
And they picked that one out beautifully. Did group their stones, but got out of trouble. So Jake the Snake took care of that one. Now Tardy.
Looking to roll behind this guard here. Make the double, roll it right behind. Nice shot.
Yep, does roll to the same port that's available.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing, right in that hole, so we know we can get through there.
Yeah, we demonstrated it a couple times now. We have to Cole Adams to pull it off this time. Cole Adams, first to two here in the third.
He's on it right away. Now they're by the guard, looking for some curl. Maybe get it by that second one as well. Nicely controlled there for the Wade.
And they got it. Great shot. Good team shot.
Yeah, anytime you're negotiating a port, it is for sure you need good communication between the sweepers as well as the man in the house.
So this highway is the only highway. It's been so well traveled, it might as well be the 401 right now.
Well, if it was the 401, Dave, there would be a lot more traffic, a few more guards in there blocking the path.
Yeah, some cones.
A pothole or two, an accident on the side. Kevin Cooey is first here in the third end.
So Martin trying to walk it over. Kind of had to go far to get past the second guy. Yeah, you got it. No problem.
Yeah, that's why you have a guy like Mark Martin. Big guy, sweep really hard, help you move that rock over.
Need that all day and twice on Saturday at 8:50 in the morning.
Yeah. I'd say with the fact that there is a lane open here, it's more like Highway 2 between Calgary and Edmonton. Straight north-south.
So Cole Adams.
Yeah, his last stone, try to get it through this port one more time. They've been pretty successful so far. Well, they're past
the
Red
top
Deer.
one. Past the second one. Yes!
Yeah, get it past Leduc as well and makes the hit just on that one.
Holy heck. I felt the breeze from that one.
Yeah, nice sweeping here. Started working hard on the carve and just gets it past that yellow stone, which I was calling Leduc. That's actually a very pleasant drive between Calgary and Edmonton. Done it a few times, and but really, they could really use a high-speed train connection between Calgary and Edmonton. That would make life even better for those.
I mean, we
who live
can
out
say that
north.
all. We can say that all through the U.S. too. But I did see they announced a high-speed corridor between Montreal and Toronto. But anyway, looking for the blank. Kevin Cooey, final stone of end number 3.
Yeah, needs to
Already
run it
all over it. 1, 2,
no
blank it up. And the blank goes in the books. He'll have the hammer again in the 4th end, and we'll talk more traffic on Curling Stadium.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium. It was a nice blank and executed by Cooey. He's going to try to get something going here in end number 4. It's the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown here on Curling Stadium. Dave Schmel and Jason Chang here with you. Connor Sims on the 1s and 2s.
Yeah, good morning, Dave. Again, good morning, everyone, for joining us. 2 great blanks over the last 2 ends for Kevin Cooey. Not easy to make a run back, lose the runner, lose the one in the house as well to get the blank, and of course that double and make your shooter go away the end previous. So it is still 1-0 Team Jake's leading Team Cooey after 3 ends.
This one a touch too heavy. Comes to the back 12.
Yeah, that may be that little mistake that Team Cooey needs to really get something going. In the last couple of ends, it's really been Team Cooey who've maybe left the draw short. That left them scrambling to get those blanks. Now with that rock being deep, Eric Martin can put a good one behind the cover. Nothing in the center. That'd be a good chance to set up the 2 points.
This one finishing hard is going to be really close to the guard, just by. And it's going to peek out the other side a little bit, but I think that's just about the perfect amount of berryage. Make new words here on Curling Stadium.
Yeah, if they tried to chase that Yellowstone, it could jam easily on the back red as well, so that's just fine right there.
So Boyer. Not really laying a stick to this one yet. Weight doesn't look terrible. Just needs to settle. And it does. Good judge.
Yeah, and that's a good example of, the amount of curl you're seeing. They were just by the guard and it only got just fully buried with another 6 or 7 feet of travel. So not a ton of finish, as you said.
Just rips off the top one.
Yeah, maybe Aaron got that going a little bit. Looked like it was curling out of his hands, so maybe just angled that run back in a little bit off his fingers when he released it.
So trying to figure out what they want to do. If they're going to run off these corners here. Surprised they're not going to the guard?
Maybe a little bit. I don't think Kevin Cooey really minds this situation. If they make this run, he makes a double, and now you got another blank in play. And Kevin Cooey, he's one of those skips who wouldn't mind blanking everything out and taking hammer into the 8 with just being a 1 point down. So but they do stuff it, and now here's a good chance for Team Cooey to get the 2 points.
Yeah, they stuff it. It does roll to third shot. You would think that Cooey would take that center double on now.
Yeah, I agree. If you can make the double and fit 2, your 2 rocks will be pretty spread out. Although with the game it is these days, it's not that easy to keep 2 rocks spread out and avoid a double. You see those crosshouse doubles so often, so you have to be pretty precise.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Now Martin with the last couple licks. Push it back. Split them off. Will it get all the way out? Yes, it will. Sluchinski cleans house.
Yeah, much nicer throw there. You can see threw it right to the stick that time. That allowed their 2 sweepers, Tyler Tardy and Carrick Martin, to manage the sweeping.
So now here's Ryan Jacques. First time we've seen something intentionally thrown all the way out here.
Looked like he was sliding a hair wide to me, but let's see if they can carve this back a little bit. They're trying to get the roll in to start grouping those stones and set up a double. Didn't get the roll, and now Kevin has a chance to make use of this corner guard. Just draw right around it. It's a second shot.
So patience is paying off for Cooey. See if they can capitalize. Here's Tyler Tardy.
Yeah, Canadian World Junior Champion skip, future Olympian, and social media sensation, Tyler Tardy.
Indeed, indeed. I do like the videos where he sets up a shot and sees how long it takes him to make it.
Maybe went a foot too deep. We needed to get it buried so that it didn't leave the the natural double. This one's quite flat, but because the rocks are close together, it's probably makeable.
Absolutely so. Peel weight coming from Ryan Jacques. Goes through his pre-shot routine. It's on the way.
When I look at Ryan's delivery, and you said, of course, out of U Alberta, and another guy out of U Alberta is Brendan Bottcher, and that, and how he finishes his release really does look like Brendan Bottcher's finish.
Probably a product of the coaching process there. Process, if you like.
Both pronunciations acceptable to me. Well, he didn't quite get the double, so good chance here for Tyler.
Yep, Tyler with the southpaw delivery. Hard on the carve.
Looks good.
Back straight, hit and roll right on top. Weld it. Question is, can you get them both going off of there, Jay?
Yeah, I don't think that shot stone is going to move very far if you try to come in off of here. It might be your best play still, because you don't want to be giving up 3 here. You make the top one go away, maybe move that yellow one a little bit such that it's a little bit more accessible or visible.
So we just saw Ryan go through the sines, cosines, and tangents. Cole Adams trying to get their team out of trouble here. First to 2 in the fourth. Not a lick to it yet. Now a couple shots. Get only the back one.
That was hard to do, just to get the back one. I think they just maybe missed the sweep a little bit. It just started moving on them.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you see?
Well, right there, I think maybe they thought he pushed it out a little bit. They weren't really concerned. And then there now they see it curling. And just manages to get that Yellowstone out. If they had it any thinner, that Yellowstone may not have gone out. So just caught it in time.
Now at this point you say it's difficult, but at this point you should be able to just split the rings, right?
Yeah, I guess it really depends if you want to try for 3 or not, right? If you want to try for 3, you can draw around that corner guard. But I think the prudent play here is to split the rings and take your 2. I think that's what they've decided to do.
First stone on the way for Cooey.
Yeah, that very recognizable Kevin Cooey, small little lift delivery on his draws. Of course, he does the full swing on his takeouts, or especially the harder ones. They're trying to get this to the back 8 here. They don't want to leave a hit and roll behind those stones around the corner, so that's far enough. So I think you're just going to see a hidden stick here. And then if you exchange hits, you've got 2 points if you're Team Cooey.
Yeah, if the ice was just a hair swingier, I'd say you might actually be able to take on a redirect there if you had to do it, but early on, you certainly don't want to give up 3. The deuce is acceptable.
Yeah, and I think for Team Jacques, they're thinking they're coming in playing Kevin Cooey, who's still one of the best in the world. And being down by 1 halfway through with Hammer and starting the second half is a pretty good situation for them. So
Puts his pants on the same way as the rest of us, Jason. Always have to look at it that way when you're playing somebody.
yeah.
4 people on the ice, you're going to shake hands and throw rocks and see what happens.
Now that stone sits there as shot stone, so Kevin will have to throw a hit at this rather than making the same draw. So could also play the same draw and just tap it an inch, but going to the out turn hit.
So here's Cooey. Final stone of the 4th. Off and on, usually a pretty good sign. Martin giving it some licks now. It's curling up, got to hang on to it. Should be no problem, and it's just fine. The first deuce goes to Team Cooey. Jacques has a hammer when we come back.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
A few people.
Welcome back to Swift Current. Cooey drew first blood here with the deuce. And Jason, that developed over time, but it ultimately was just one shot that really made it possible.
Yeah, I mean, Team Jacques, they had a chance if they wanted to guard the situation in the house. They decided that that corner guard was the most dangerous. Team Cooey had that rock buried behind the corner. They tried to run it in. They just stuffed it. And then Team Cooey managed to keep their 2 rocks separated enough to generate the 2 points at the end. So wasn't a wrong call by Team Jacques, but just misexecuted just a hair, and 2 points go on the board. But they do have hammer down 2-1. Team Jakes does in the 5th end. And we go 8 ends here and extra ends if necessary.
Yes, we do go extra ends. We learned that last night. Interesting guard arrangement here.
Yeah, building a bit of a wall here.
Here's Toes. Adams. Now Boyer will chime in and give his contribution.
Well by this guard here.
By it by miles. Almost like they overswept that.
Yeah, could have maybe left it a little bit longer. Then try to finish it at the end. They were sweeping it, thinking it needed a little bit of carry, but it got there mostly by itself, so.
Well, then again, on this side of the ice, albeit on the other end of the sheet, and that unexpected curl on the outside, so maybe some of that was in their minds.
Yeah, this stone looks a bit tight, though.
Looks and is.
Maybe just light, if anything. That's would have just been a tight guard at best.
So now where is Ryan gonna go?
I'd be tempted to just make a draw.
I like it.
I honestly don't mind going through that hole. If you happen to just rub on one of the front guards, you might just leave another guard and protect that stone that's in the back of the, or on the tee line there, on the side of the 4-foot, mostly in the 8-foot. I can see why Team Jakes is looking at taking away some of the guards. You do have last stone advantage, and of course you don't usually like to have too much of a mess in the middle of the sheet if you've got last stone. So with those 4 stones or 4 guards spread out across the sheet, you have a hard draw button at the end. So don't try to hide this.
So here's Boyer.
Yeah, that's a good shot. She's moved all the guards to corner guards now, so you have last stone. That's what you like to see, the corner guards rather than the center guards.
And we're going to start trading hits. It's your hit parade here on sheet 4.
And just as you say that, Ryan's going to change gears here and just use these corner guards to make a draw.
Ryan heard me say that and decided he was going to make me look foolish.
Yeah, hit wouldn't have been wrong for sure, but he sees 3 corner guards up there. Might as well try to use it now. That yellow stone, the Cooey stone, is wide open. You can always hit it out later. Looking quite good here. Would have liked it in the 8-foot, but it is behind cover and it's hard to access. Yeah, Kevin sees the problem here and going up to make a double peel on these guards. Tyler Tardy.
Tardy lets it fly. And he rearranges his deck chairs, but still the Jake Stone. A little bit undercover, so going to give him an opportunity to sit two separated.
Yeah, trying to roll it behind the other corner guard. You might leave a thin double.
That's going to be right on the beak. So looking to throw board weight here and hit and spin on over on top of this.
Yeah, Kevin's being patient here. The double is there if you want to take it on, the thin double, but a little bit difficult right now. So if you just get the roll in front, try to set up an easier double later on. Because if you miss the double, then Team Jace can really split the rings and make it almost impossible for you to get out of this end. So,
oh, big scrub out of Karik there to hold it. We had at least 8 of the 50 shades of Karik's face. He bailed Tardy out there. So Ryan Jakes.
yeah, see if he can make the hit and not leave a double for Team Cooey after the stone comes to rest. They get it right behind this corner.
And that is well executed indeed. Kevin not even really looking at the double. Heckner-esque.
Yeah, quite thin. Yeah, good opportunity here for the 2 points right back. Well, they've changed the call from the hack.
Taking on a shot with weight here. Kevin Cooey is first of the fifth. Hardy and Martin just going to run it back and open it up that way. I would think he would come underneath the yellows, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think if you can come under yellows, it'd be a really nice shot there. The problem with going there is Kevin Cooey can make the hit and roll red and roll it to the right from the thrower's perspective and hit shot rock and buried. I think they're worried about not getting it buried enough if you go for the draw and leave a double.
Right.
Certainly if the ice curled a bit more, had 4 or 5 feet of curl, then I would definitely be going around the yellow guards. having another look at it now.
Yeah, we're going to have a mound visit here by Derek Boyer. Just making sure they're using the right signs.
Yeah, I like what they've done here. I think they originally were thinking about going kind of right around that yellow corner guard, maybe even a slightly open on the other side. Now I think they want to be slightly open on the inside, on the center line side. That won't leave a double, and also that won't allow Team Cooey to make the roll behind that same corner. And they'd have to roll away, roll 6 or 7 feet to the other side to try to bury it. So I think that was a good discussion. They just need this to get a little bit buried behind this corner so there's no double.
Needs to get a little further.
Well, now they need to get it further because...
Yeah, had to get further than that if it's going to go that deep, yeah.
Yeah. If that was a foot higher or a couple feet higher, that would have been good there.
A couple feet higher, yeah, for sure.
But now that double is there. Yeah, that red stone that was just thrown, if it was kind of top 12, maybe biting the top 8, but edge to edge with the other red stone, then you would have had no double. Kevin couldn't roll behind the near side. They would have had to roll 6 or 7 feet across the other side of the rings if they were to make the hang roll. Now the double is on.
So Cooey looking to make the double here.
Yeah, and if he hits this right, this could spin behind the other corner guards here. There's the one, so there's...
Bang, bang, there they go.
I needed to hit it a hair thicker if it was going to shoot sideways across the other corner guards, but a nice shot by Kevin Cooey. You know, blank's not terrible for Team Jakes. This is an odd end. They can make the blank here. They'll have hammers in the evens. One down, so a pretty good spot.
So Cole Adams for Team Jakes. Final stone of the 5th. Looking to peel this out for the blank. Off and on, pretty close. And pretty good. The blank is in the books. They'll have the hammer in 6 when we come back to Swift Current after this on Curling Stadium.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
last year. And welcome back. 6-10. We had a blank in the fifth. Jacques has the hammer here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown at the Swift Current Curling Club. We got other games on the ice, and in just a minute, we'll give you an update on them. So we see the center guard is up. And here comes the come around attempt by Carrick Martin.
Yeah, try to make good use of this center guard here. Team Kui, they'd love to steal in this end as an even end.
Absolutely.
Or blank is still happy with. They don't want to give up 2 here, but we'll see how this end plays out. Team Jacques, of course, with last stone, so they'd love to score again. Even ends, tap hammer in 6, and then try to get a force in 7. Take hammer coming home. That's how you can win the game. You're talking about some of the other games on the ice. We have 4 women's games still in this pool play. Penny Barker leading 3-2 over Taylor Reese Hansen. There after 5, Penny Barker from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. They've got hammer in 6. The Japanese team, Ueno, leading Jolene Campbell, 5-3. That's just halfway. After halfway, they're finishing up the 5th end. You can see on this wide shot, most of the game is still finishing up the 5th, as they're operating away from the glass. Ueno has that 5-3 lead. They have hammer in that 5th end. Kate Cameron leading 3-2 over Christy Watling. Watling has hammer in the 5th end. 3-3 tie between Hui Wang of China and Selena Sturmey. They're also in the 5th end. Team China, Hui Wang, they have hammer.
And in their other men's game there, see Blandford is up by 1 over Kaltoff, but they just had a score. We'll see what that is when it comes up, and we'll let you know.
Yeah, so despite covering the Team Kui game, it's actually the fastest game on the ice.
Okay, it's 9:28, and Jason just said that.
Yeah, a little bit ironic. Math is hard, especially when you're working with minutes and seconds. The conversions aren't as easy, but
so with that Cooey Stone dead buried, it's time for Team Jacques to open up the middle. This one's way out there.
yeah. Oh, interesting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought
He
they
just-
may have gotten a little bit luckier, and maybe that both redstones would kind of stay in the rings, but it just got it wide, right out of his hand.
Yeah, see if it's watch his delivery here.
Just a little bit of a strong pop here, and as you mentioned, Dave, the ice isn't too curly here. Fortunate to catch one of those stones, one of those guards. And they do leave a stone in the rings, so something that Team Kui will have to deal with. I imagine they're going to hit this right now. And with this kind of setup, maybe Team Jacques is looking at now trying to just blank this end out. They blank 6, blank 7, come home with hammer and 8, try to get 2 and win the game that way.
We certainly have had our share of blanks. And it's 2, 3, and 5 have been blanked thus far.
Well, speed wobble there as well.
Weebles wobble, but they didn't fall down.
Gonna get the one on the side.
Oh, just missed it. Good try.
Team Cooey now trying to spread 3 rocks out in the rings.
It'll be quite a tall order for Team Jakes to not be forced.
Yeah, if this draw is good. Depending whether there's a double here or not. If there's a double, they might take down the double. They just try to roll it over.
Depending on where you hit it, the one on the 4-foot might actually go over to the one on the 8. You have to hit it pretty flat to do that, but let's see what Ryan has up his sleeve. Just going with the hit and roll. This one's really thin, slides underneath.
Yeah, and Cooey's going to put this one back. Try to even pull it over a little bit more to the 12-foot. And if Tyler can make this shot, then I think Team Jakes maybe needs to think about a different way. If the blank doesn't look like it's in play anymore, you may try to lay down a freeze. You can force Cooey to blast one of their own stones out. See if you can get the blank that way, or if you can make a perfect freeze, which is very hard these days. Maybe you can still put 2 back into play. But with this rock slipping to there, I think you're going to see a double being played.
And they're taking a look real quick, is Adams, to see if it does go over that way. It's going to get close. There's a possibility of making all 3 fly.
Yeah, that angle is a little bit greater than 90 degrees, so you're going to have to cheat a little bit to get all of them to go. What I mean by cheating is you're not going to be hitting it perfectly to make the triple go naturally. You're going to have to maybe catch one a little bit thinner and hope that it can go out.
So on the way from Jakes. Get the 1 and roll on over. Will they kill the second one? Does it? Gotta get out, gotta get out, gotta get out. Ooh, I don't think so.
Not sure that's gonna be out. From look, you can see white from this angle, but once you go move, if you move the camera over right above that stone, I think that might be biting still.
Well, I think so too, buddy.
Yeah, and I think that all the players there, they were just staring at the red stone, and no one went to sweep that yellow stone.
No. That could be huge.
I mean, Kevin's got to be careful here with the hit. That Yellowstone is back there, so you don't want to jam on it. Right on the nose.
Yep, and no jam there. You gotta try it, right?
Oh yeah, I think you gotta try it now. Only 2 stones left. I don't think you're generating 2 out of this situation anymore.
Well, we saw Adams come out with weight earlier in the game, so there's enough weight available. Don't have to move either stone very far. Just have to traverse that canyon between them.
Yeah, that yellow stone back there, I think they believe it's on. That's why they were looking at clipping that yellow on the way by here. Yeah, and if that yellow wasn't on, if they had swept it, it would just been a cross-house double or just a cross-house roll over onto the other yellow stone. Now they have to negotiate a third stone in the rings that they'd have to remove if they were to get the blank.
Adams looking to clean house. Get the one. Over to the second. You make the double. Hang on for shot in the back. You do. It's going to be very important whether that stone is on.
Yeah, good shot. If it curled up just a hair more, they would have made the triple. You can see them trying to carve it over. They just caught it a hair too thin, misses that yellow stone on the way by. Well, we'll see later on, because if this nose hit is made, there is no double. And that one stone that they did not sweep, that everyone just stared at, will be the cause of force.
And once again in curling, you can't use that biter bar there mid-end. You have to just use your eyes.
Yeah, the only time you can use it is during the pre-guard zone, if it was out in front of the rings and you needed to check whether it was on or not. Well, the double might be there now with that roll over there.
There is one other scenario that's permissible under the rules, Jason. To determine whether a stone has went out the back line at the intersection of the center line and the back line.
Right on that center line, behind the back line. It's like we know something about this game, Dave.
Yeah, you know. I spent 16 hours cold in an officiating class.
All right, skill testing question for you, Dave, since you were in that officiating class. When you are using the measures, which direction do you have to swing the measures when you're measuring? Is it
Clockwise entering from the back left quadrant.
Very good.
That's like reflex.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of fans maybe don't know that. There is a process or a methodology to that, and you do have to go clockwise, and you have to start in a certain spot or a certain quadrant, so that's the way you're supposed to do it.
If it's a 3-stone measure, you measure the odd-colored stone first. All right, so they peel that out, and the biter bar is here.
All right,
so the biter bar, if you haven't seen it before, is just that. That is a 6-foot piece of steel. If it comes into contact, the stone is in. It appears it did not. So it is a blank end. Jakes retains a hammer in the 7th when we come back.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
Welcome back. So after that rules refresher, it's Team Jake's still with the hammer in the 7th end. Thanks for joining us here on Curling Stadium at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown from the Swift Current Curling Club. We have 5 draws for you today, so stay with us. Our next game will be the last featured game of pool play. Actually, no, we're moving into the qualifiers and pre-qualifiers, so we don't know who our next feature will be.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Neither do I.
Yeah, because there's only 3 pool play rounds before we get to that that qualifier round.
It'll all be determined after this. There's games from both sides on the ice that are going to affect the standings. It's quite simple, though. Ryan Jacques needs a win here to be in the conversation. Kevin Cooey at 1-1 would lock himself into the playoffs at 2-1. 1-2 would, for either team, would require some draw shot challenge help.
Yeah, we saw at the beginning of this game, Team Jacques did put their draw shot on the pin, so that helps them out if they can pull off the win here. Kevin Cooey, they slipped a bit heavy into the back 8, I believe, so that doesn't help them so much, but we don't know how all of that shakes out right now, so you'll have to join us in our next broadcast.
This one is a bit outside. They're trying to walk it over, get some extra curl. Gonna just chap off the Cooey stone. Cooey stone is still shot. Just gonna draw in with this one here. Is Aaron Sluchinski.
Yeah, that Team Jacques rock is behind the tee line, and if you're trying to force here, you want to go to the top of the rings. You've already got your own stone behind the 4, so you don't want 2 of your own yellow stones behind the tee. That'd give a lot of backing to Team Jacques to generate multiple points. So with the double guards here, that rock in the biting the top 12 is acting as a guard as well, so go right in. For Team Jacques, they don't really need the 2 points here. They can also try to generate a blank out of this as well and take hammer coming home in the 8th.
You see, we're just going to run the pile back here.
Yeah, this is a good call. You're going to remove the center guards. You might leave a couple of redstones in the house after this as well. And you might leave the blank open for yourself as well, so.
1-2. Back on him. Great result. It did leave the Cooey stone, but leaves the Jacques stone in a better position.
Yeah, nice throw there. A little bit of a wobble out, but was right on line.
I'm just going to say that's his style at this point.
Yeah, good positioning right now for Team Jacques. I think Team Cooey, they've got to be careful now. Trying to put a corner freeze on. I think that's the right call.
I would certainly put that redstone on the ejector seat, but he's going to come around on the in-turn.
Yeah, I think they were debating which turn to throw. You can't really get to the same spot from either turn, so they went with the out turn. There would have been a distinctly different end result in terms of where the rock would have ended up. Come this way, you'll be kind of covering the pin part of the button.
This
But
one
this
is
heavy.
heavy and wide. And they will sweep it all the way back to fourth shot. That's big.
Yeah, because now 3 could come into play. Alrighty, just threw a high hard one. Now a nice soft weight freeze.
It's a test of any curler. I don't care who you are.
Well, by the guards, trying to get this to come over, but they're also going to
Just a fraction heavy.
Yeah. They were trying to carve it over, and if you could have gotten it over to the red stone, then that fraction heavy wouldn't have been too big of an issue, but because they couldn't, now they've left the pin open and a bit of a pocket there, so well, this is where Tyler really needs to steady himself and get his team out of trouble.
So Tyler Tardy. So Chinsky on this one, coast to coast thus far. Now they're both going for weight. Can they drag it there? Can they drag it there? All the way there. No, it's just a little bit light.
Yeah, Tyler certainly threw it to the sweepers, but they were also sweeping for distance and kept it maybe a bit straighter as well. Couldn't carve it earlier. And now they may be able to quietly push this back and sit 3. Team Jake.
This is the shot which is tremendous if you make it, and absolute catastrophe if you miss it. I don't think I'm being over dramatic there.
No, you're not. This whole end is pretty much riding on this shot right now. You've got to get at least to the nose or slightly to the inside.
So Ryan Jakes goes through his pre-shot and delivers his first of the 7th. Just needs a little quiet weight. Slip past the guard and push the Kiwi stone back.
I think you probably need some curl now. You're well by that top guard right now, but the weight is soft, so it will start to move.
Needs to come a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Probably just enough.
Yeah, not
for
bad.
now.
Not bad.
Oh, had that come up maybe a half an inch more, it's absolutely perfect.
As it is, though, Team Kui really doesn't have access to the button.
Mm-hmm.
That outturn probably doesn't finish enough to give you shot rock.
And it's a very lonely yellow. So do you see anything in run backs or trying to get creative that way? Maybe he opens it up himself just to try to make sure it's only 2.
Yeah, you definitely want to. You're definitely thinking, if you're Kevin Kui, how do we make sure this is at worst 2 points? There's not a lot of great options right now. You could try to play that outturn freeze, sit on top, and sit maybe second and third shot. That might prevent the 3 from coming into play. That redstone, even though Ryan didn't quite get as much curl as he wanted, that's in such a good spot right now.
As we used to say, it's, in a control position. Really, all the control rocks belong to Team Jakes right now.
Yeah, if you were on curly or ice with 5 feet of curl, you definitely would be playing the outturn draw. You can probably get there and be maybe shot rock because you could probably get to the center line inside of that redstone. But with the curl here, only about 3 feet of curl, that's not really on. And that problem is the shot stone right now. That red stone that's on the side of the button, that's not going anywhere. That's, even if you try some sort of a run back or a hit, that's going into the wall of rocks in the back of the 4, back of the 8. So they are looking at opening it up, maybe driving the yellow one in, hopefully get something good out of this.
So Tyler Tardy throwing the easy weight down the center. Sluchinski picks it up right away. Push it back, red, onto yellow, onto the shot stone and onto the button. Oh, let the tardy party begin.
Great shot by Tyler. Let's take a look at this again. Again, here they're playing this with soft weight because they know that if they try to blow it up, their yellow stones may not stick around, or even if they do, the opposition might be able to hit them. Now they've got guards in front. They've got guards in front protecting this yellow stone that is now shot and second shot, and that yellow stone on the button is not going anywhere because of that wall that they've created. That's just a fantastic outcome. It was
wow.
Called and made.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, and a moment ago I said none of the angles look particularly good for Team Cooey, but now they look fantastic.
Well, we'll see that one clipped someplace. Okay, so now the shoe's on the other foot. What does Ryan do?
They're looking at maybe using that shoehorn and getting this yellow to go around the horn and out the side. I don't know if that angle is quite there. They're looking at that red stone and fighting the top 4, running into that yellow, come off that back yellow. So the back yellow, the back one that's on the back of the 4, biting the back button goes away, and the yellow hopefully can shoot across those red stones and then up the side. I don't know if that's really there.
Is there anything good from that red stone that Ryan just looked at?
Yeah, you could if you can get to it. I think running that red, clipping the yellow, the top yellow that's on the button probably doesn't go away, but you remove the backing and the angle improves. So that's not a terrible option, but I think if you did that, Kevin can probably just draw a second one into the top of the button. They want to run this yellow-red combination, and it's not really about the double peel. I think they want to shoot this red stone, that guard, into the ring, so they're disturbing the angles in the rings. Right now, that yellow stone that's on the top of the button really doesn't go anywhere. So even if you opened up the double, it doesn't go anywhere. They want to disturb something in the rings, even if they move one of their own stones that's in the back of the 4 away.
So Jake's trying to answer Tardy's great shot. Just gonna peel that yellow off, which isn't bad. Yeah, one shot changed the complexion of this end and completely.
Yeah, you can see Aaron Schleszinski showing us kind of that around the horn. That might be there. The angle looks really tough, but the question is how much you could get that yellow stone that's on the button to spin around the horn.
Yeah, I mean, putting the guard back on top of that seems like the most straightforward thing to do.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
I think that's what Kevin's coming to. Yep. The jury has reached a verdict. Kark was skating down almost like he's an umpire breaking up a mound visit. So 1st and 2 for Cooey, just trying to lay the guard up. This one needs to settle down. It's going to overcurl, I think.
Maybe overcurl just a hair.
Is there room past it? So, no option looks good. So what's the best bad one?
Well, I don't mind that running that red guard in again. We talked about it in the last stone. They could have tried doing that. They can still make that red come in.
Yeah, I think if you blast that, right, you're at least, if you don't even get rid of the shot stone, you release the one in the back, and it becomes accessible.
Yep. Exactly right, Dave. You want to release it. It will be pretty tough to get out of the button or the forefoot area. Might be possible. Depends how much action you can get and how thin you can catch the yellow for the first yellow stone. But I think this has to be the play.
If you can ever do that, maybe you'll be able to activate the one in the back 8. So Cole Adams needs to run this one back. His first of 2 here in the 7th. Going to carve it over just a touch. This looks pretty darn close. Oh no! Need to come up a little bit more, but did change the complexion somewhat. Is it as simple as just kill those 2 red guys?
Yeah, or just draw one in there. Either just hit and roll, or you can just draw one in there probably.
Because it would be quite an endeavor for Team Jakes to score if nobody threw right now.
Yeah, the guard is also not a bad call. Guarding that right-hand side from the thrower side, because there's really no real shot to remove the yellow stones right now.
I mean, you could sling that winger in, but
yeah, I think you're right, Dave. So if you need to protect against that in-off on that red wide corner guard, that might be the only way they can get in. So
that's such a low percentage shot. No, I'm on the guard train or the draw train. Buy me a ticket.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come in.
So Kevin Cooey. Taking just another look at it. Ask for just a skosh less ice. His final is 7th. Martin bringing it down.
Yeah, a chance to really cap off this end here.
Might have given them a way to score. So you don't need to move a whole lot, so.
I'm not sure they can get closer to the pin than the one that was just thrown.
Well, I'm saying come off the one that, if you can come and hit the inside of the one that's just thrown, you probably scooch the shot stone just enough. I think it jiggles just enough if you get that tight shot again, Connor.
Yeah, you could be right. There's not a lot of options, so.
I don't see anything other than that.
No.
I mean, you could catch the edge of the one just thrown and try to make it jiggle around the horn of your own, but you're still giving up 2 or something that way, so that's no good. If you try the shot on the outturn side, nice and easy, and jiggle it just some, you're not going to be giving up 3 anymore. And worse, it's a steal of 2. You might score, you might cut it all the way down to 1, and that's all in the range of better outcomes than now.
Yeah, I think they're trying to have a look whether they think they can be shot rock over here, or they're still giving up 2 if they play a shot over on the outturn side.
You know, the one that's on the left of the overhead, the one that was just thrown, that can move back about an inch and a half.
Yeah, a couple inches maybe.
And there's plenty of room for the shot stone to move sideways, which is how you'd have to make it go. And it has room to move back as well, so I'm not going to say I envy the shot. Of course, now we're looking to see if there really is a Santa Claus.
Yeah, now looking at this wide and off that we talked about earlier.
Ooh. So you're going to hit in off of it, gear in, and hope to rattle it out. Facing 3. Final stone of the 7th end. Adams, toes trying to hang on to it, catching it pretty thick. It's going to go over the top. And it's a steal of 3. End the game. Final score of 5-1 in favor of Kevin Cooey. Man, that end changed complexion with that one shot by Tardy.
Yeah, Tyler made an incredible shot. The angles all looked quite bad for Kevin Cooey. That was really the only shot they had to really improve the situation. And they made a great judgment in playing that with soft weight just to tap everything up and leave the guards there. And it was just perfectly thrown, and you see the result. 3-point steal for Team Cooey. But I gotta say, Kevin Cooey made a couple of great blanks earlier in the game, in that second end and that third end, and then they struck first with the deuce. And so really kudos to Kevin as well for keeping those blanks alive in those early ends before they got their first 2-point score.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. So that's all we have for you right now. We'll be back with another draw shortly. For Jason Chang and Connor Sims, I'm Dave Schmel. Thanks for watching Curling Stadium. Good day.